Hey there, subscribers. I just want to start by thanking you. Thank you so much for listening, for tuning in. It is such a blessing to me that this blesses you, this content blesses you. And I thank you. We're going to hit 15,000 downloads soon. And that is just amazing. Going from saying, oh no, Lord, I am not going to do a podcast, and really just trying to be as consistent as possible. I've gotten a little bit off track with that, but I will be back to my every Wednesday dropping that podcast for you. So today, you know what I thought I'd do is peel back the curtain today. A lot of the women that I serve are looking for, they're purpose driven, and they're looking for how do I craft my solution for the women that I serve? What does that process look like? I don't know if I've ever really had a coach go into depth, kind of on the backstory, usually the pain points, on how their signature program kind of came into being. And I thought that would be really helpful. And so I am going to jump into that today. My signature program is called, this might not surprise you, Kingdom Business Mastery. And it's birthed from the idea that as we grow in our intimacy with the Lord, in our businesses, in our purpose-driven businesses, He's transforming us. And in that process, we are growing in our skills. We are gaining mastery in our skills. And usually that's self-governing, marketing, nurturing leads, and then even that sales process when you approach sales from a kingdom perspective, which is really doing a lot of inviting, listening, asking, and then inviting someone to come into the journey with you. So I'm going to give you some backstory. So first, I'll let you know, God called me. I had coached in the industries of direct sales and network marketing, but He called me sitting in a church pew, and my kids were basically high school, all three boys. One was about to go to college, and we had a very full life at the time. I still had a network marketing business kind of rolling on the side. We had a brick and mortar business we were operating, and I had three very active sons in our home. And I needed not one other thing to do, I can assure you. But the Lord, I heard Him very clearly in church. The Holy Spirit said, Christian coaching. And I was like, wow, Lord. Okay. So some of you might have heard that story. I won't go into the detail of that now, but fast forward the journey as a coach, to create an offer that the women that you serve want to potentially come into a closer relationship with you, to be coached by you. I typically do hybrid programs. That means there's going to be both group programs, intimate group time, as well as one-on-one time with me. Why do I do that? Because that's what I have found works best for me. If I just do one-on-one, I miss a lot of the power of what happens in the group, what the Holy Spirit does inside of a group of Christian businesswomen. And if I only do group, I miss the opportunity to have some of those real intimate coaching moments with my clients. So I do hybrids. Now, I started with the 90-day program. And what I found after I ran that over and over, I would run a 90-day program and then wait a month, run a 90-day program, wait a month, run a 90-day program. What I found is the women in the program did not want it to end, because I'm not saying that about me. It was the fellowship of the group. It was the momentum that they were getting. It was the traction, the accountability, the feelings of being seen and heard and known. We don't want that to end. We were wired for that connection. And so I ended up going to 6 months and then realizing, you know what, this 12-month program, it became the time frame for my signature program called Kingdom Business Mastery. But it didn't start there. And how it came together, this is really kind of fun. It was a conversation with the Lord, because I had the blessing of building in direct sales and network marketing to multiple six figures. And then my husband and I did a brick and mortar, and that built up to multiple six figures. I only tell you those things for my mindset to make you aware of. So when I got into coaching, I thought, well, clearly I'm going to be able to build a coaching business to six figures. But it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. I felt it was a lot lonelier than I thought it was going to be. I had to rely, but the Lord used that because I had to rely on Him more than ever. But I still had this pride where I thought, I can only invest a little bit of time here and there when I need something. So I ended up really spending like 3 years duct taping. I'd grab a little of this because that's all I wanted to spend, and then a little of this because that's all I deserved to spend. I didn't want to invest more than that. But in hindsight, I probably wasted so much time and money because it took 3 years to get over that six-figure threshold. So here's the fun part. I'm going to share with you the conversation I had with the Lord because I ended up writing it down. And it was over the course of some time, but it was just such a fun, intimate conversation with him. And I want you to hear this. So, um, all right. I said, God, I was kind of bemoaning. I was grateful. Don't get me wrong. Was I grateful for getting to that threshold of six figures? I was. But I was also feeling sort of the pressure that if it took me 3 years, how am I going to help my clients, who really want to build successful businesses so that they can be generous givers, right? Really impact their families and impact those people that they serve. Um, and I knew it didn't need it. Had not needed to take as long as it did. So how can I collapse time for my clients and make this go faster? So here I am, and I'm like, okay, Lord, why did it take me 3 years to do this in coaching? And he said, well, you tried to do it piece by piece. You didn't believe, Gail, that you and your calling deserved a real investment with a coach who'd been there, who could walk you through it and have everything that you needed to grow, that you could work with them in one place. So you did a little of this, a little of that, little of this, a little of that. Um, and I was like, ouch, because the truth pricked my pride. And I said, yes, God, you're absolutely right. Not that he isn't, but again, of course he is, but this was the conversation. I felt a peace in that conviction. I saw the clarity of what he was telling me. And so I said, so how do I help the women that I'm passionate about serving? And he said, this is what I want you to do. He literally told me, I want you to make a list of everything. If you would have had, now that you've gotten there, so in hindsight, if you could make a list of absolutely everything you would have needed to get there in 1 year instead of 3, I want you to write it down. What would you have needed? So he's make the list of everything you needed to get where you are. And I'm like, ugh, Lord, that's going to be a really big list. He says, yes. I said, okay, I'll make the list. And what I love about that too, he just said, yes. He confirmed, yes. So what I was trying to kind of say to him is, that sounds hard, Lord. And he's like, yeah, just do it. Okay. I said, okay, Lord, I will make the list. So here I go. In 1 year, what it took me 3. So if I could have done it in 1, what would I have needed all in one place? 1, I would have needed you, Lord, intimately in my business. 2, real business fellowship with women, an intimate, supportive group of Christian business women who were builders, and I could have fellowship with them weekly. I would have needed a Holy Spirit led coach that I could trust. I would have also needed that coach to be an experienced business coach. I would have needed ongoing building of my marketing strategy, Holy Spirit led feedback and support ongoing, so that that marketing strategy for the niche that I served kept getting clarity and traction. Because I do a lot of stop starting otherwise. I don't know about you. I would have needed to be seen and heard a couple times a week because I will drift away. Even though I wake up every morning, Lord, tether me to you. I can get easily distracted and drift away. Oh, I'm going to go do this. Oh, I'm going to go do that. I needed those touch points weekly to kind of keep me grounded and focused. I wanted to be prayed over and know that I was being cheered on, and I want that for my clients. I needed a weekly accountability to something very specific. Gail, are you remaining that pace of ease? Are you working from that place of rest? Are you choosing rest throughout the day? Are you incorporating rest into your work? I needed that space where I was going to be held accountable to that. Um, Ongoing lead generation, knowing that I wasn't just doing the same thing over and over again. I had new women coming in. So that means my marketing efforts were attracting new women that I could serve. Um, and I was growing those skills to nurture. Once those leads came in, I needed to grow in the skills that I could nurture them and invite them, and then start having sales conversations that were of integrity. All they were was an invitation to, this might be a great fit for you. I wanted a guarantee from the coach that I was investing in, some kind of a guarantee that if I'm going to show up, I'm going to follow your program that you're telling me is a proven system. I'm going to follow that program. I'm going to do it. I want some kind of guarantee that if I don't hit the benchmarks when I'm doing everything you say I'm supposed to, that you'll work with me until I do. I want some kind of a guarantee of an ROI. What's the return on my investment going to be? So that was a big one for me. I wanted joy. I wanted joy and a commitment to a coach that wanted me to have joy making real new connections, enjoying the follow up and the inviting, enrolling new clients, and finding joy with that. I wanted some fingertip access, meaning quick access. I didn't have to go searching, or it wasn't hard for some kingdom content that I could kind of pick and choose and have there for me to just support and lift up what I was doing, kind of as needed. I wanted that proven step by step. I love the phrase brick by brick business system so that I had confidence that if I build this brick, I could go then build that brick. And I didn't have to worry about what was coming because the coach had already had that there for me. I just needed to complete what was in front of me. I wanted a 12-month program because I wanted my faith, my confidence, and my business to be transformed at the end of 12 months. And I knew that in order for that to happen, it was going to take time. And I wanted to build it right. I wanted to invest in that time. I needed software. I was using Mailchimp. I was using Lead Pages. I was using Aweber, and I didn't use them all at once. What happened was I would kind of reach for the quickest, cheapest thing, and I would learn it, and then it was too limited for my next step. So then I'd pick the next one. Again, I looked for low investment to meet the next need. I'd have to learn it. I'd have to import my emails in there, and then I'd have to start again. So I went through MailChimp, then I went through Lead Pages, then I went through Aweber. Wasted a lot of time and money there, doing a lot of duct taping, a lot of MacGyvering. So I wanted my clients to have a software that was going to grow with them, that was already all in, so they didn't have to leave, that they could keep adding things as they went along. They get to add their lead magnet. They get to add their email nurturing sequence that's going to automatically go out for them. They get to add a registration page when they're ready for their live event that they want to do. They get to add their sales page for whatever offer that they're going to give. All of these things, and I wanted them to have weekly support, not from an overseas chatbot, but a real live human with a beautiful smile and face who knows how to handle seasoned businesswomen who are tech averse, because that was me and that's my niche. Typically tech averse, wants the tech, knows they need it, but the thought of having to implement it just feels overwhelming. So I wanted that person. And again, I'm making this list and I'm like, Lord, this is a big list. And let's see, we're not done yet. I need and things like I want to give you a little bit more picture in this software. Things like I knew in the future I was going to need to be able to send out invoices or payment plans. I was going to need to have payment links connected, income coming in, and be able to track that. I knew that I was going to need be able to do optional like texting. Send out an agreement for a coaching program. So I knew I needed it to be a premier tech software that was cost effective, because I wanted it included in my program. I didn't want my clients to feel like, oh, great, now we have to add on that too. I didn't want that. And I wanted, real rhythm and flow. I wanted them to feel and see and have the hope. Look, I see the scale. I see your program leading me into a rhythm and flow, helping me to love my life. I didn't add this then because this was a few years ago when I created this. But what came from this for me is I do a 4-day work week with a 3-day weekend. And that was a commitment that I made to show my clients you can have a successful business and love your life and not be on the sacrifice, back of the hand to the forehead, like, oh, poor me, I've got to work every day, my purpose-driven life. No, I love my purpose-driven business and I love my life and our 3-day weekends. So I said, okay, Lord, there it is. Now, what do I do with all of that? And guess what he said? Build the program. And I literally was like, what? With all of that in it? I'm like, Lord, I don't know that I can. And guess what he said? Yes, you can. I remember that moment. It brings up a lot of emotion right now because I thought, No, that's way too much responsibility, Lord, to put all of that in one program. And he's like, Gail, hello, you're not doing this alone. And you already have all the parts and pieces. Just move forward in confidence in this and watch me help you. So I said, okay. And then I said, this is going to be something. He said, yes, it is. And listen to what he said next. They deserve it. And so do you. Wow. Wow. So what he showed me in that is the work that I was about to do to create and launch this program, the signature program called Kingdom Business Mastery. My clients deserved it. Now, will all of my clients come into this program? No, it's a very, very intimate program. As a matter of fact, right now, depending on when you're listening to this, but right now it's the month of December. I haven't opened this program since April. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 8 months. So I keep this very, very small and intimate because of all the reasons that I just mentioned. And I need to be accountable to those steps. So now, um, let's see here. If you are listening to this in real time, this program is going to be it's going to be open tomorrow. Let's see. It's going to be open for about a week, the enrollment, there's only 5 spots open. So it just depends on which happens first. Does Friday the 19th come or does 5 people come? Whichever comes first, that's when it will close. A lot of times people ask, and I share this with you because when you're creating your signature program and putting yours together, obviously, I want to just please say this was years into coaching that I created this program. Um, at first, I was just creating 90-day programs, all right, and that's where I encourage my clients to start is with 90-day programs, 12-week programs, things that they can wrap their mind around. Their customers can. Then they start gaining a lot of information and knowledge on how to keep adding value to that program, and then they decide if they want a 6-month program or 12-month program because they'll have so much feedback from their clients on what their clients need. I don't recommend just starting with a 12-month program. Now, having said that, a lot of times I'll hear, well, all right, there's a money component that I want you to hear. And that is what I always say to my clients is if you're coming at this, if you look at my program, obviously a 12-month program is going to be a significant investment. Okay. And if you're looking at that investment as a debt, which for me, debts feel heavy. How am I going to pay this back? I don't know if I can. When will I pay it back? It's a debt, it's a burden. I'm going to challenge you. If you can't shift your mindset, then it might not be a right fit because what you need to have entering into this isn't a debt. This is an investment that you're excited to make in you, in your business, and you're equipping for your clients. And um, you have a return on your investment. My guarantee is a 3 times ROI. So I guarantee you, if you haven't 3 times your investment by the end of the 12 months together, I'm going to work with you until you do, because I want my clients to have a high confidence in the program and for them to see that I have a high confidence in the program is crucial. So now one of my fun things that clients always say, okay, well, if I get enrolled, what happens next? Like, tell me what happens next once I enroll. All right, well, you're going to get me and a group of very intimate group of amazing women in your pocket for the next 12 months, which is over the moon exciting. You're going to get we're going to do a picture of you and we're going to do a big celebration post in KDC, Kingdom Dream Chasers. You're going to get a very special box of lots of wonderful goodies. Oh, I shouldn't say, yeah, a number of wonderful goodies mailed to you. You're going to get, if you choose the fast action bonus, we're just coming off of a challenge. And so I'm going to help you solidify next week. I'm going to help you solidify your niche, your solution, your message, and your 30-day content plan. I want you to be really confident that you've got that nailed down before we even get into the new year. So that's a fast action bonus. And that's if you sign up by Monday. So after Christmas, we jump into, so that's a few weeks away. And that would be regardless, whenever I open it up, it's similar format. We get you jump started right away, but then we give you a couple weeks to get some things settled. In this case, after Christmas, we get on a call before the new year and we customize your first quarter. your first quarter goals, your first quarter strategy. So you're going into the new year just feeling like, okay, I am so ready. Then we do group onboarding. About January 3rd, I believe that's a Saturday, we're going to do group onboarding. So you'll meet the new folks, you'll introduce themselves to you. And then that official start is that very first week of January, the week of January 5th. That's the official start of your 12-month program. So these next few weeks aren't even really included in the 12 months. So, um, that is how I have put together my signature program. Am always looking for feedback and encouragement from those who are putting their programs together. What I mean by I'm looking to encourage, not looking me, I look for feedback, but I'm looking to encourage those who are putting their programs together and just wanting to give you some kind of pull that curtain back and give you the behind the scenes about how Kingdom Mastery came together. I will drop the link below. I usually leave this link open because there are two choices in my sales page. One choice is I'm not really sure yet, Gail. I want to have a phone call with you so I can talk through in detail with you what this is going to look like in very specifically in my business for next year, for the 12 months. Versus there's another button that's like, I'm ready to go. I'm signing up. I'm ready to go. I've been working with you another capacity or in a challenge, and I've got the trust. This is exactly what I need. This is an answer to prayer. This is an investment for me, not a debt, and I am ready to go. And you can click on that. I do have a pay in full, which of course will be some savings. I do have a payment plan, but there's also third party payment plans. So if you were to click on that button, you would choose the pay in full button, and then you will see down below some third party options that will reduce your payment monthly. So you can check those out on your own. Um, but then once enrollment closes, I will remove the payment button and I will leave the application button so that this is live. And so depending on like someone, I may have like one person leave the group, finish their 12 months, and I might have one space open. So I won't go through a full open enrollment, but that allows that application to stay live in case someone wants to take a look at it. So, just giving you some backstory on some of the choices that I've made and learned from my coaches, who of course I invest in, and who help me out and teach me along the way, help equip me so that I can serve you. So, I pray this was a blessing to you, and I would love to. You can check out the link. You can message me if you want to have a conversation. I'm an open door always. And if you're not in our Facebook group, Kingdom Dream Chasers, amazing women in that group. So I highly recommend that you get in there and do some beautiful networking. You will be very encouraged and maybe even meet some new teammates or customers or clients or friends. And I look forward to connecting with you along the way. So I pray that if you are seeing this in real time, I pray that you have a beautiful Merry Christmas. And I believe I will be doing a podcast next week. I'm probably going to do it on how I approach the holidays in my business and the time that I take off, not just Christmas time, but summer and 4th of July, things like that, things that I've learned, and that might be helpful to you and how I prepare also, for the new year. So we will look at that, and I pray that you again have a beautiful Christmas.